So these are not for everyone. How would we break down the categories of this whole thing? Those it's for, those it's not, and kind of a gray area. So who is it for? Again, we've hit this before, but we'll talk about it again.
Yeah. I mean, I think first and foremost, like the sub meta answer to that question is still, you're not walking into a doctor and they're demanding that if you have, an increased adiposity that you have to be on a GLP-1 receptor agonist. The biggest thing is, do you want to, you're still the driver of your care as far as health goes in general. So you have to want this. There's nobody is forcing this upon anybody, as much as it might seem like that at this point, just given how many articles like this exist.
The marketing and everything else.
Yes. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It has a lot of benefit, but again, just that meta answer is that you have to first, want to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to want to lose weight. You have to buy in to the care that you're potentially going to receive.
So this is for people who want to lose weight, who are over the BMI cut points, have the medical conditions associated with obesity, for type 2 diabetics. Anybody else?
So there is one category that we have sort of left off, but to mention it would be pediatric patients. So it's indicated in pediatric patients age 12 years or older with an initial BMI at the 95th percentile or greater for their age and sex.
Okay. So, but that's it. Those are the categories that it's specifically indicated for.
Right.
And that means that it's been tested on, that we know.
Yeah. You can more confidently. Yeah. Okay.
It seems like there's some people that it's totally inappropriate for. Who are we talking about there other than this one woman? Yeah.
So that question brings about almost like the cosmetic. Of course, there's a cosmetic component to weight loss, sure. But in general, it brings about the performance cosmetic side of things. That's just, kind of comes with the territory here. You're talking about weight loss and, body image is very much a priority for a lot of people.
Right.
Performance is very much a priority for a lot of people. And so you have people, influencers, certain people taking it out of the context that we just described, in that we discussed those that it's indicated for technically. And so again, you've kind of lumped it into this. I don't know if it's the best way to characterize it, but it's a cosmetic performance image crowd.
Yeah. They're not doing it for medical reasons. Mm-hmm. And then there's kind of a gray area there. Mm-hmm. How do I know who's in the gray area? That we're saying maybe not?
I think, ultimately there's still a conversation with that's the whole point of having a good relationship with your provider.
Yeah.
You might find yourself in the middle zone, fighting for insurance coverage just because your BMI is slightly outside of the range, but you've struggled with appetite. This is really a problem. You've been on the yo-yo dieting thing. You might be pre-hypertensive, that's how they used to call it, or maybe you're borderline pre-diabetes and you're in what you would be considered a gray area.
Yeah.
The key is to have somebody that you can rely on for additional information. And then you come to a shared decision.
Yeah.
But then in general, who we can't really speak to is, because you can go online and buy these, you can find compounding pharmacies, you can find spas. Like I liken this to sort of although it's not a anabolic steroid, it's just that you liken it to the testosterone replacement optimization crowd.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like we could talk about the gray all day long, but it's just crazy that even though these are two very different medications, TRT, testosterone injections, whatever, and these, glucagon-like peptides, it's giving off a similar feel.
Yeah. Segment that there's an overlap for sure.
Mm-hmm. And this isn't the time or place for the conversation, but it's interesting to see the way that the commercialization of medicine has played a major role in the way people perceive it and go, oh, that must be me. That's definitely for me. I need that.
Exactly.
Okay. So So there's that gray area. You mentioned the performance and the influencers and that celebrity culture surrounding things has gotten it a lot of attention. And in some sense, that's a good thing because people that wouldn't have known about it are finding out about it and they actually can use it. But it's worth saying, hey, just because your favorite celebrity has talked about it doesn't mean that you need to be doing that, or even that they necessarily should have been doing that.